Okay, in this episode, we're just going to be going away from actual substancing for a minute. We're just going to be showing you where to get your substances from and how to import them in if you need to. So there are a few sites. We have if you are on a subscription of Substance Painter, you will be able to get if you have a subscription of Substance Painter, you will be able to get 30 downloads per month. As I said before, I've signed up for 6 months to be able to download 30 times 6. While I have that, and then I'll take it off and just go back to my perpetual license. This is just to build up my substances. They also roll over to the next month, so that's good. You don't need to use them all at once. Go through and find what you want from what you need for your character. They have a lot of different substances, as you can see. If we go up the top here and look for armor, you'll get a few different substances. I've already purchased a few of these. If you go to the leather, you'll see that there is a lot of different style of leather as well. I'll make a purchase out of this and show you how to use them in a minute. The other one, so that's source.substance3d.com if you are a subscriber to Substance. The other one is Substance Share, which is a free resource. You can get whatever you want from here. They have a lot of there's some pretty good stuff in here. You've got some brushes, a lot of different style of brushes. They may even have a let's see if they have a stitch brush. They looks like they've got a stitch there. I don't know if I've tried that. You can get from your materials. There are plenty of materials you can grab. Game textures are another one that I'll show you in a minute. GameTextures.com. They provide a lot of free materials. You can grab them here or from their website also. If you go to leather here, you'll see that there is a lot of leather substances. Logarithmic, which is the substance as well. They provide a few in here as well for free. So just go through and download your free repository and just build up your substances. In the smart materials, we'll go over the smart materials later. There are also a lot in here also. Now the stylized leather, that's the one I used before in the last video. That's a really good leather that I do like using it quite often, just for the base and so on. They also have a few tutorials on here. Obviously they will do better for substance tutorials. Wes McDermott has a few up here. I've watched a few of those substance tutorials. Worth watching if you're new to Substance Painter. Okay, so these ones here are all free, as I've said. You'll be able to download some models and test on those if you wish to. Your materials, we also have some images, some backgrounds, grunge maps. These are something else that you can add in there for free. They're also provided on Pixologic ZBrush download center. There's a whole alphas library here. You can go through and grab alpha effects. I've added some of these alphas into Substance Painter as well, because this has allowed you to substance hard surfaces and so forth, different patterns, brushes, rock alphas, skins, veins, stencils, textiles, and so forth. This is a very good resource to grab all these as well and import those alphas in, and I'll show you how to import some alphas in shortly as well. GameTextures.com. With a free subscription, you get three downloads per month. These downloads are not they do not roll over, so you have to download your 3 per month. If you forget to download your 3 per month, then you don't get any. It doesn't roll over. You don't. It doesn't add up. So what I want to do here is possibly let's grab some substances while we're here. They also have a free library. Where they're freebies. So we have the freebies here. Go through, download them, add them in. Their game textures are very good textures. Now we have they have a subscription pricing. If you wish to, you can buy them. Once you have a subscription, your credits will roll over just like the Substance Source does. But for now, they provide a lot of freebies and 3 per month, so just grab them as you go along. So I want to go to materials. I want some sort of fabric for my armor. For the grabbing substances that have folds in them already are great, because then you can just grab those folds and add them elsewhere. I want some sort of cloth for my Templar robe. I'm thinking it's going to be some sort of basic knit cloth. It's not woven. Look at this. A bit aged or something. Metallic quilted fabric. That lumpy quilted. That looks really good. That there. Okay, this. Antiqued linen. Let's see if we can find some sort of worn fabric. So I want no results there. So fabric, cotton, woven grey cotton, matte. We want. Does that have any worn? Dirty. I want fabric still. Fabric dirty. Carpet dirty. They look cool. What am I looking for though? I want some sort of fabric that is cotton. I want some cotton, I think. Cotton. Cloth. Thin bumpy cotton pattern. I think I maybe want something like this. I can change the color of that. Let's grab that one. So I'm going to download it. It obviously gives you also different ways to grab them. I'm going to download the Substance preset. I've got a folder here that has my substances in there. So that is a game texture substance. I'm going to add it into there. So once it's downloaded into the basket weave, I'm going to extract it. Just extract it here. Doesn't need to go into a folder, and I'll just delete that afterwards. The basket weave cotton substance. Let's get that into substance for now. Basket weave cotton. Simply drag it into your shelf. Now add it as a base material, and then I'm going to add it to my shelf, so that I add it to all of it. Now let's see how that looks on the Templar robe. So close that, add that onto the Templar robe. Let's see, I want to change the color of that if I can. Basic parameters, the hue. So I obviously want some sort of whitish color. I could probably give it a, so we turn the saturation down. I don't want the lightness up. We want maybe the contrast sort of gives it a bit of a greyish mold to it. Also want to increase the scale of the cloth there. So we have, see the textures there, maybe on a 20. Also you can play around with these settings here. So substance design controls, material parameters. There we go. The material parameters are there. So let's push all this back to 0, 0, 0, 0. And let's change the color of this to a white stain color. Give it a brownie stain color, dirt color, black. That might be too bright there now, so we can dirt, wrinkle intensity. Okay, let's go up to the lightness. We probably want to just drain that down a bit. Yeah, that probably looks right there. That may be too bumpy there as well, so let's turn the height down a bit, because we want to maybe something like that. Yeah, that may not be the substance I want to use. I think that switch that to OpenGL as well. Maybe on 25. That doesn't look too good there. Oh, I think 15 looks right. Those wrinkle intensities are probably a bit too much, so let's not put any wrinkle in there. We can put some folds in there with the folds coming in after. Also the amount of dirt there, I think I want to bring that down a bit. Stain amount, where's the stain here? Can't really see the stains. I think now that might be right for the Templar. We may give it more of a white clothing, but that's how you import the substance in. To import an alpha, let's see if I can find an alpha here that I've already imported in. I have some alphas here, some cloth folds alphas. I'm not sure where I got them from, but this is just to demonstrate how to put the alphas in. With the alphas also, they need to be black background, white over the top. So if you have any reversed alphas, just invert the image through an image program and get them across. So to import the alphas, we just drag them in, make sure that we set it as a alpha, and then add it to your shelf or project. The alpha will come in, and now we have the cloth folds. I've already got one in there, so after. Now, I'm not sure if I like that substance or not, but let's see if we can find a material for the helmet in one of these stores. Probably from Game Textures. I want a metal. It just needs to be metal. I want to use my credits here. I don't know if I want like polished metal or anything. Blue steel looks good. One blue. Maybe I want to get a some type of armored steel going here. Okay, let's see what they got in the armor section. We've got a dented old steel. They could probably look right in the helmet. We got black leather. Let's grab this dented old steel to see what it looks like. So I'm going to download that in Substance. Download. May or may not look right in the helmet. Game Textures. Yes. So I need to go back now and open that texture. Game Textures. There we go. And extract file here. Dented old steel. So in your Substance, let's load that in as a base material, and I'm just going to add it into the project because I don't know if I'm going to like that or not. The helmet, let's add that to the helmet. See, that probably does look pretty good. We want that to be only on the mask with color selection, and we're going to select that there. That adds some pretty good dents, so that's like definitely battle worn. Let's see what. I don't know if you don't really want to tile that like too much. If we give it a 1.5, leave it at 1, maybe drag it back a bit under 1. No, 1. For this one here, that seems like it's probably the best option there. What options do we have in here? Well, there is a lot of options in here. We have the scratch layered paint. We can change the amount of that there. Aging. Nice. We can give a fair bit of aging there. Dents and scratches. We can activate that for some more dents and scratches there. Base dirt. We can add some dirt on there. This is a nice thing about using these main dirt. We add some there. Soft rust. Hard rust. Okay. Moss. Okay. Lichen, Lichen. Liquid splatter. So if we turn the liquid splatter on, that is like blood splatter. So we've got a intensity of blood splatter going on here. Liquid splatter 200%, 50%. Normal. Yeah, look at that. That's like blood splatter. That's pretty cool. Post effects active. Turn this one's off. Turn that off for now. But you can go through and add a whole heap of different things. Also, you can change your roughness. Switch that to OpenGL. The color here. So that's probably not going to be the helmet we go with, but it's just the demonstration of how you can add your things in there. So with that there, I want to make a duplicate of that one, and we're going to add color selection and select that to just the green. And now we're going to have a separate color. We're going to darken in your basic parameters. We can make that a bit darker there, so that pops out. It's definitely a different part of the material there. Let's see how we can add some smart masks, just some dirt over the top of it, something like that. Filters, grunges. Alright, so let's leave that one for now. Don't worry about you'll see some like bit of issues with it's popping through. It's just not. If you take that off, it doesn't show that. Alright, so obviously with while we're doing this, we want probably the helmet to be the same as the shoulder plate. So what I'm going to do is now we could instance this across, but sometimes there's issues with instancing, and I'd rather just copy the layer and paste the layer over. So it's a new layer, and we've got the dented steel there. That dented steel is going to be a mask with color selection on that pad there, and then the other one is going to be copy layer onto the mask selection, the magenta one there. So this shoulder plate up here, I'm thinking, yeah, we've got some mesh issues there. As you can see, we've got the stretching of the paint. That means there's some mesh issues going on there. Like I said, we'll fix all these up afterwards because you need to find those mesh issues before you can fix them. What I was going to say is the armor, I'm going to have maybe this armor here going to be metal, and the rest are going to be leather. Maybe I'm going to do this other one as well here to be the same as that, but I'll have to change that color code afterwards. So that's that. So just go through and find some substances that you may like to use from wherever you can grab them from. Highly recommend GameTextures.com if they still have their free. They got their freebies, and if they have their free account, you can download 3 per month. Let's see if they have another a leather that we can use. A different style of leather for the belts. Glossy. Don't want a glossy one. I want like a bit of a matte. That looks alright. Burgundy red leather looks good. Don't forget, we can always change the color of these leathers also. But I'm looking for a ancient leather binding. That Italian cocoa leather, that looks nice too. Some of these leathers look really good. Black deer leather looks good. I think I want to go with something like the aged leather binding. We'll give that a test. So I'm going to download that one as my last download for the month. over here for a worn type of cloth. Now I want maybe aged cotton. So that's the thing, do we want cotton? Stylized cotton skirt. That looks alright. So that's let's open that in a different tab. Yeah, I think this one looks pretty good. Let's bring in that ancient leather binding and see how that looks. Bring the ancient leather binding into, I'm going to bring that into this shelf because it looks like I may want to use that again. Let's go to the belt. We're going to grab that ancient leather binding and let's turn that one there off, the one underneath it off. We'll need to definitely reduce the scale of that. Let's go with the 20. Let's go down and see what we've got here. We've got wrinkles. See, we've got there's mesh issue there with the bottom of the belt there too. That will fix up later. I'll show you how to go through that. Now we want the height shift down a little bit there, so it looks alright. I think maybe that this one might be too hard of a leather. Yeah, that looks right. Yeah, it's basically just going through and finding what you think looks good. You'll be doing a lot of switching, changing this and that to get the end result that you want. So that's how we import the substances over. And the next video I'm just going to start getting all the base substances onto all of the mesh. Then that way we can have a base see of how it looks, and if we want to change anything we'll also be able to see any mesh issues and fix any mesh issues up afterwards. See you in the next video.